Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jo, if we haven't met before, and I help creatives and designers with freelancing, passive income, and tech. So today I'm going to be sharing with you something really cool, and it's how you can create a digital inspiration board using Pinterest. So before we get into the video, I just want to let you know that any links or resources or anything like that I will put in the comment section below of the video. And if you want to support this channel and support me making this content, please make sure that you subscribe and give it a thumbs up and all that other jazz so I can keep creating the content. Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to create a digital inspiration board using Pinterest. So Pinterest is basically an online tool that you can use which has a bunch of images and a bunch of inspiration that you can use to collect and visually communicate the style and the look and feel that you're going for. So here are some important things to remember when you are creating your boards. You need to pin with intention, and by that I mean you need to make sure that you really target what pins you are putting to your board. It's better to have 20 pins that have the exact look and feel that you're going for than 100 pins that are all over the place. You need to pin images that are in line with your project. So that means if you're doing a logo design, it's good to pin things like color palettes, typography, and images that relate to the brand or the look and feel that you're going for. And that applies to any project really. So really think about the project that you're doing and what are the elements that you need to create and what do you need to communicate with perhaps your designer. You also need to relate your pins back to your audience. You can really get distracted with Pinterest because there are so many amazing images everywhere. So just make sure that you keep your target audience in mind and that you really pin pins that are going to relate to your audience. So I've jumped on over to Pinterest to give you a little bit of a tour on how you can start collecting images and how you can create that inspiration board. So this is my own Pinterest. So you can see that I've got a whole load of pins. I'm actually building a house at the moment, so probably most of my pins will be based around that. But if I go to my saved pins, you will be able to see all of the boards that I've created previously for projects. So it's a really great way to organize all of what's in your brain and get some images together to try and communicate a bit of a look and a feel. So what you're going to do is you're going to come to the plus icon, and that's going to let you create a pin or a board, but we're going to want to create a board. And obviously I'm just going to create this as a test for now, but let's just say we're doing a logo design. And you can choose to keep the board a secret or you can just leave it public. Sometimes it's easier to leave your board as a public board just when you're sharing it with a designer or anyone else. Otherwise, you can keep the board a secret and you'll just need to make sure that you enter their email addresses to share it with them to give them access. For now, I'm just going to, I'll just keep it a secret. There we go. Okay, let's create this board. And usually when it comes up with the suggestions, I just ignore that because they're not anything that I want to go for. So let's just say we're doing this logo design project and I'm going to start pinning some pins. So in my logo design project, I want to start pinning things that are minimal, clean, and perhaps the logo is for a fashion label or maybe it's for a real estate agent. Let's just see what we can come up with. So I'm going to create, actually no, I'm not going to create a pin. I'm going to come to search before I even create any pins, and I'm going to search for minimal logo. And let's just see what comes up. So this relates to my point before when I was talking about trying to find things that relate to your project. Let's just try that again because I don't need to look for people. Minimal logo. Here we go. So this is what we want. So I can already see, because the style I'm going for is minimal, it's nice and clean, I can already see some here. And obviously Pinterest gives you so many options to choose from, and like it's really, really great. But this is where that other point comes into, is only pinning about 20 images and really honing in on your style. So I really like this one. So I'm going to select the drop down and I'm going to pin this to my new board. And something else that you can also do as well is you can click on an image that you really like, and Pinterest will actually come up with a lot of suggestions that come down below. So again, I really like this color, I really like this font that's going on here, so I'm going to pin that again. And you can start to see how it all starts to come together on your board once you get to the end of it. So with this logo design, I've pinned like 2 fonts, and that also, I really like that color, so that's cool. So I'm going to start searching for some neutral color palettes, because that is the style that I would like to go for. So you can see by searching for the things that you're like being a bit more targeted about, you can start actually creating your own vibe. So I automatically love this one. Love this one here. This one's great too. And so now I've got font, color, and let's just maybe select some images that are going to go with my imaginary fashion neutral minimal brand. So I might write fashion photography. And we're just going to try and look for something that's going to fit in with the brand. So I would say that that is too colorful for me. I'm looking for something neutral and something minimal and something very clean. So this is quite a good, nice, moody one. I like this one. So let's put that one in there. And because I like that, let's click on that and see what other ones relate to it. Yeah, very white beigey we're going for, it seems like, in my imaginary logo I've got going on here. So let's put that in there. Now obviously these are just images of women, but they're just giving you a little bit of a mood. You don't have to go for like fashion photography. Obviously you can actually search for anything that is in your industry. So let's just say I wanted to go for a neutral pattern that might help me describe what I'm looking for. So here's a great one. Great color, very minimal, very clean. It actually has a tiny bit of like a mystical feel, but it still gives that vibe of the minimal sort of style I'm going for. So test logo, let's put that there. And after this, I will show you what our board is looking like. And I've only pinned a few pins, but you can see it really start to come together. So let's take a look and see what our board is looking like now. I'm going to come over to my test logo design board. So you can already see from the pins that I've collected, even though it's a small amount, it's very targeted. So I'm really thinking about this imaginary logo that I'm doing, which was described, you know, minimal, neutral, very clean. And even though I've got a small amount of pins, I would probably recommend, you know, 20 or 30 pins, but I've also pinned for my project. So I've pinned, you know, because I'm doing a imaginary logo design, I've pinned some fonts that I really like, some colors that are going really well together, some imagery that will go well with the brand, and then obviously a pattern. So you can see by just pinning things for your project, it gives you a really good vibe of what you're trying to go for. By pinning intentionally, it means that you're not just randomly pinning so many different things that the style doesn't match. So for example, in this board, if I just pinned a highlighter orange road cone, that would make no sense for this. So that's what I mean by pinning intentionally. So it's really easy to set this up, and it's completely free with Pinterest, and that's how you can create a digital inspiration board using Pinterest. If you enjoyed my content today, please like the video, make sure you subscribe, even leave a comment below to let me know that you are loving this content so I can create more for you.